pretty much get right into it.
All right, cool. Sounds good. We'll start off with DXY, get into some pairs, show you guys what we got going on for the rest of this week, and we'll show you guys any setups that we're kind of looking at. Let me just share here.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, so as always for you new guys, we're just gonna run through all of our analysis for today, give out some trade ideas, and you guys can take trades based off it. If we see a trade on the session, then we will we'll give out a trade.
All right, so these are going to be the pairs I cover for you guys, DXY to gold here, everything in between. And we're going to start off with DXY because it makes up for 80% of all trade. This is literally just showing you the strength of the US dollar. But yeah, it makes up for 80% of all trade. The dollar is considered the reserve currency of the world. And we don't exactly trade this, but we'll more or less use it as an indicator, right? Because if something's controlling 80% of the market or has influence of 80% of the market, you kind of want to understand what it's doing, where it's going, and what the potential for it is. So that's how we'll use it. We'll literally come onto this chart, analyze it, see what's going on for DXY for the week ahead, and then jump over to some major pairs with that in mind, and then analyze and look for setups. So here we are on DXY. Let's go to the daily time frame first. What I'm going to do here is just pretty much identify the trend and then drop to the 4-hour and come up with a bullish and bearish trade opportunity. Okay, so here we are on the daily time frame. Very clearly, we can see this is bearish, right? What makes up a bearish trend? Lower lows, lower highs. Clearly, price is falling here. Very easy to see that this is bearish. Okay, and then more towards current price action, I want to identify a major level. This monthly zone right here, 91.5. It was acting as key support. We broke it. Now resistance. So ideally, we're looking for a continuation here, right? Based on what this daily data is telling us. But for now, let's go to the 4-hour and see what kind of setups we could spot. Okay, so here's that monthly zone that we broke, 91.5. Here's the retest. We had a nice little bullish 4-hour trend here. Rallied into 91.5, quick reversal, pulled back through the MAs. It's like there's tons of patterns in here, little head and shoulders. And then it finally drops to a more minor level of support, 90.8. Retest as resistance, tons and tons of confluence in here. All these MAs, pulls back, then crosses again, and then shoots to the bottom of this range, 90 flat. Okay, so that's where we are now. Pretty interesting. This would probably more of a test, so I want to see this continue, right? We want to see DXY continue lower, or it's going to continue to bounce within this range. Let's see. All right, so these are the scenarios we're looking for. So if this is going to continue bearish, honestly looking for reversals at this point. We're right near 38.2, 200 EMAs here. We're pulling back through the MAs. If we saw rejection and structure form at 38.2, right, nice bearish reversals, nice reversal signals, then we could just look for, continuation down towards the negative 27 fib level, potentially lower. This is looking very likely right now, just like this. And to be even more conservative, guys, we always look for, a retest of a broken zone. So to give us more confidence in the continuation of this bearish trend, if we see some sort of lower high below 90 flat, I was just going to give us more confidence, right? We're just going to say at that point, yeah, this thing is definitely dropping. 89 is our next target. And then we would, wait for that to kind of play out. Okay, so this is definite possibility. If this does continue to range, wait for a break to the upside or downside, right? High or low above 90.8, lower high below 90 flat. Okay, but what needs to happen for us to comfortably say DXY is bullish, right? We'll go over this here. We need to see a break of 90.8, high or low above, preferably. And then we can say, okay, because if this was happening, price action is kind of playing out this way. We see this high or low, we see conviction. It's like, okay, DXY is going bullish now, right? We're seeing a lot of breaks of resistance, break of this lower high at that point, clear transition. And that's what you really need to see to change your bias here on DXY. All right, so that's USD. Let's move on to AU. First actual pair, daily time frame to start. We're going to do the same thing. what is the overall trend here on the daily, right? Then we're going to drop to the 4-hour and come up with trade scenarios. So very bullish, as we can see. We actually rallied into this weekly zone down here, 0.7 flat. That was the major transition once this higher low was confirmed. Nice little double bottom. Then he continued to rally into our next zone. So very strong bullish trend. Okay, we rallied into our weekly 0.76, tested as resistance, maintained the bullish trend, blew through that level, then gave us a transition of that weekly zone. Here's that higher low, started to rally again. Okay, so AU here is super, super bullish, guys. We are at a high. It's a bit overextended. So let's go to the 4-hour, see what has to happen for us to, consider some opportunities here. All right, so this is clearly overextended, right? Nice little rally here. We picked from the low to the high. This thing keeps pushing 0% higher, so we have to keep adjusting the fibs. But at this point, it's looking kind of weak. This looks like it's kind of starting to flatten out a little bit. We could get, if I see this level break, I think it's going to start tumbling, personally. Let's take a look here. Whoops. Okay. So if this zone breaks right here, let's say it gets a little, another bearish engulfing, we pull back through the MAs. This thing is then starting a pullback, right? That's what we want to see. We want to see a pullback to form structure. Ideally, we'd like to see 38.2 hit, but it could fall a little bit lower down to 77.5. Maybe a little bit lower to 61.8. But either way, we're looking for reversals. We know the areas where we're expecting reversals, or where we should be looking for them, right? 38.2, 61.8, with a lot of confluence in the area, that would be nice. But let's just mark up here a couple scenarios. Okay, so look, a little bit of support here. Lines up well with structure. This would be really, really nice to see. 38.2. Nice reversal with conviction. Enter long. Target the prior high, 0%, and then -27. Okay, very good volume here on AU. So we'll see how it plays out. But for us to go bearish or consider a bearish setup on AU here, we really need to see some major transitions. I mean, this thing is so bullish until, really we get back below 0.775. So in reality, I would like to see a lower high here. I mean, obviously this would be shifted, guys, but for the sake of analysis, I'm just going to draw it in here. Okay, so you'd like to see it break lower into this range, right below 0.775. If we look left, there was tons of consolidation here. This is a key area. If price action then falls back into it, it is. So we'd look for that. Look for that lower high. Well, I want this grab. Please, there we go. Okay, just like this. Right, and this is a possibility too. If you do see that bearishness, step in. There you go. Boom, we see that lower high. Potentially take a short. But yeah, so as long as price action is really above 775, this 200 EMA, we're looking for long setups. Okay, so that's AU. Let's move on to AJ. Same thing, guys. We're going to start off the same way. Daily time frame, identify the trend, 4-hour, markup trade scenarios. Okay, but the thing with AJ here is it's going to look a lot like AU. They're pretty damn correlated. I mean, on the daily here, you could even see just how similar it is, right? We had a little bit of consolidation here. After a major break, we confirmed it with a higher low, blew through major level of resistance, and then has been maintaining a very strong bullish, steady bullish trend here. Okay, so very bullish here on AJ, as we can see. Okay, let's then go to the 4-hour. All right, so here we are, very, very bullish. Okay, so we're still maintaining this very bullish trend, right? Every time we touch this trend line, we wick it, and then it gets sent in the direction, right? Tons of rallying off of this 200 EMA and this trend line. So the most recent rally occurred after all this consolidation. Price action was just kind of building up momentum. Then it took off. We got a flag pattern, another flag pattern, and a little less consolidation than a rally there. This thing is just moving. It is so strong right now. Hey, where is this? I want to use this thing. There we go. Yeah, this is a very strong trend. Damn. What the hell? Yeah, very, very strong trend. So like something similar. So this thing is just kind of been printing highs, yet to form structure. We're waiting for a pullback. Let's just readjust everything here. Redraw everything. Okay, good. And maybe this one too. Down here. All right, cool. So very overextended, obviously. From this point, we really want to see structure form. So that means 38.2, 61.8. However, it doesn't look like it's going to pull back anytime soon. Let me just do one thing here. I want to see if this trend line makes sense. Which it probably doesn't. Yeah, it's just so steep. So steep. Absolutely nuts. Yeah, we're going to get rid of that. All right, so we really want to wait for 38.2 to hit. We really want to see structure form at least, but this whole area in here, 82.25, is a little bit of a confluence area. Minor support, structure. Could see a reversal take place here with an MA cross. That would then be enough to enter on. Let's mark it up here. Okay, we target maybe the prior high and negative 27, right? That'd be a nice little trade there. Okay, but really, this thing could honestly fall all the way down to like, watch, if we just look at it in terms of like bullishness and bearishness, if price action came down to here, reversed, it would still be overall bullish, right? Because how damn steep this thing has been lately. It's had so much rallying, so much bullish movement that this thing could pull back all the way down to here really and still be bullish, right? I would say this is probably the final area because anything lower than that is back into a consolidation area. So you can see there's real no conviction in here. Even between anything below this 100%, below this trend line, there was just no conviction. So if price action fell down to that point, below 81.1, then yeah, I would consider it bearish. But for now, we're looking at long opportunities. Any type of reversal after structure was formed, interested in taking an opportunity there. So that's AJ. All right, let's move on to UJ. Daily time frame. Overall, super, super bearish, guys. Right, as you can see, very, very bearish. Been for a while. We had a very strong daily bearish trend or channel right here. Okay, then we finally got a break of this channel recently here. So nice transition took place, right? Descending triangle, it rallied out of the channel, gave us a higher low, and then started, printing large bullish candles. So that, here it's bullish, right? This is very much bullish, more recent price action, but overall, higher time frame stuff, been bearish for a while. All right, so let's go to the 4-hour, see what this little rally is doing, and see if we can't take any trades off this area. All right, so 4-hour, here we are. Here was that descending triangle, right? This was the first transition. Because look, these are lower highs. Price action breaks through that level, right? Then tests support. So these are, higher low here, and then these are all just tests. And then we finally got that break. Okay, so continuation of that bullish trend, clear transition, confirmed it when this started, pushing higher. Okay, we broke back above 104.5, which has been the key level for a few years now. It was acting as major support of a huge structure for a very long time. We saw that break to the downside over here. This was the only real true break of 104.5 in years, right here, and then it dropped. It dropped down to 103. Boom, came back, transitioned higher, and then went bullish. Okay, so that's where we're at now. Looking for bullish continuations, looking for good entries, good opportunities to enter on. And there were a couple here. So this was a nice little entry, this higher low, right? Nice bullish variations, nice confirmations to enter on. Could have been a nice long opportunity on that. And then another one right here. Once this formed its high, right, we refibbed it, pulled back. We were expecting it a bit of a reversal, a little more reaction around 105.5, right, where a 38.2 was. Didn't really happen. It gave us a false breakout. However, we didn't get caught on it. We knew it was coming. 1 second here. Just grab a tissue. All right, so we're expecting a bit of a reaction here. We're expecting a little higher low, lower time frame transition to then catch this rally on. Faked out here, so we missed that. Obviously, the trade did not execute. We didn't get a little retest above, didn't get the higher low on a lower time frame, so waited on that. Instead of pulled back to 78.6, clean reversal, started pushing higher, found a little bit of resistance, gave us a higher low on a lower time frame, and then took off. So there's a great entry in there. This thing is rallying now. From this point, there is, you're not going to buy it right where it is, right? It just doesn't make sense. If anything, you want to wait for a pullback. So those of you that want to get on UJ, wait for a pullback to 38.2 if one presents itself. Enter on that, and then target higher towards key levels of resistance, like our weekly here, 107 flat, and then this negative 27 fib level. Okay, let me just do this one more time. All right, there we go. So yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. This thing could very well just start taking off into this weekly. So yeah, that's our target, closer to 107 flat. All right, so if this does fail to push higher, what are we looking for? What do we need to see to then, entertain short scenarios? I need to see a break back below 105.45, and then preferably a lower high below. Something that, because we're already counter trend trading here, so I need something in my mind that's going to give me a lot of confidence on this little short opportunity here. So I really want to see lower high, good rejection, large wicks, and then nice strong bearish variations, then enter on and target lower. Okay. All right, looking good though. So that's UJ. Let's move on to EJ. Oh, this one's looking good too. Finally, it's playing out.
Yeah, this thing is
daily time frame. Yeah, it's looking nice. All right, so overall, EJ here on the daily, very much bullish, guys. I mean, this one was one of the first to commit early on. This one actually started going bullish. We confirmed it closer to July here, July 2020. Okay, this was where a major transition took place and changed this overall bearish trend. So look how bearish this has been. EJ here, right? Super, super bearish. Very strong channel. Okay, we broke that here, right? Here's that transition. Nice rally through, higher low, continuation. Then obviously we're breaking resistance, higher highs and higher lows are what we're seeing. Definition of an uptrend. So clearly this is bullish, okay, on the 4-hour. So this is the most significant level for current price action, this monthly zone right here, 126.5. Okay, every time we come to this area, we see a ton of reaction. So huge resistance here, right? And again, here, huge amount of consolidation at this level, just kind of slowing down price action essentially. So we're going to take a look at that on the 4-hour, but here on the daily, overall, we're bullish. We know that. Okay, so let's go right to the 4-hour. Let's see what trade scenarios we can spot. Okay, here it is. I'm going to show you that consolidation. Here it is. All this consolidation here at 126.5. We got some false breakouts to the upside. We didn't confirm them because we didn't get the higher lows we wanted, right? So fake out 1, fake out 2, both pretty damn large. And then it came right back. It like pulled right through. This was a higher time frame fib level, and then we just started, forming this pretty much high volume channel. Is what I'm going to call it, because these swings are very, very dramatic. It's a weird looking channel. There's a lot of volume here, but overall it's bullish, which is good. But yeah, guys, there's a ton of volume. So once this broke 127.4, right, this was the next level of resistance. So from that point, we wanted to see a higher low to confirm it, right? Price action came back, got the higher low, but we got a little bit of lack of conviction, I'm going to say, because look what happened. Price action stopped at resistance here, minor level at that, tons of wicks, tons and tons of wicks. It danced around these MAs, so that just shows a decision. That's not really what we want to see for, entry right after confirming a higher low. Because after a higher low, you want to see that there's tons of conviction, right? That this is now changing trend and it's going to continue with this new direction. So you want to see conviction. You don't want to see small candles after a higher low or MA cross. right? You want to see nice healthy candles, pretty much no wick. And then that's what you would enter on, right? So this was not the real entry, obviously. Pulled back, gave us some more wicks there. We danced around these MAs. But this over here is where we would start dropping down, right? Once we push back above these MAs, then we see this bearish candle closing above the MAs with a huge wick, right? You would drop down on that. You drop to the 1 hour. And now, essentially, we're looking for long opportunities around this area. Okay, once this breaks, because this is now lower time frame resistance. Nice minor level in there. Okay, and then what happens? Boom, this is your entry here. Tweezer bottom, nice little bullish morning star there, and then bullish variation. So tons and tons of volume. Let me show you guys right here. You're looking to enter on that. Here on EJ. Oops. All right. Let's go back to the 4 hour, check our work, see if this makes more sense. Okay, so there you go. That would have been your entry here on EJ. And then, it's rallying higher. It actually already hit the negative 27. According to these fibs, this would be a refib now, because again, 0%'s, reached. But yeah, this was a good little trade. So let's see, you got in right here, about a 70 pip trade. Not bad, not bad. But let's go ahead.
70 pips, we'll take it.
Right, any day of the week, I'll take 70 pips, no problem. No problem at all. So guys, what we do at this point, since we breached 0%, we are now looking for, hold on, my camera working now. There we go. All right, so we broke 0%. Now we have to wait for a pullback, because we're not going to buy at a high, guys. That's not logical. We're not going to do that. We're going to wait for a pullback. We're going to buy at a low. So honestly, anywhere in here, this is looking pretty good. I like this area right now. Let's go ahead and adjust this color-wise. Draw it to the negative 27 as our new target. And I want to show you guys the zone right here. So this is a confluence zone. 61.8, prior resistance now acting as support. Okay, let's take a look here. Boom. Good. Okay, so we're looking for a reversal here. So ideally, right, what happens, we want to see is price action pull back through the MAs, consolidate for a little bit, like it's getting, stop at this level. So some wicks would be nice. Small indecision candles, and then bullish candles crossing through the MAs, right? Bullish variations, morning stars, lack of, bullish wicks and so on. So that would be really nice to then enter on somewhere in here if you, again, have the right confirmations. And then boom, we're targeting a higher, negative 27, negative 61, and so on. Okay, so that's what we're looking at for EJ going forward. I'll get rid of this for a second. And this, but what needs to happen for us to be overall bearish here on EJ, right? We always cover both scenarios. I need to see a transition take place. Honestly, it could. So let me use the other tool. If price action falls below, what is this? 127, 128, basically, it could consolidate in this area. This is not, if price action breaks into here, I'm not bearish on price action, because this is a consolidation area. I want to see a break back below 127.4. Right, so this is of no interest to me, because if price action does that, it doesn't know what it's doing yet, and I'm not going to sit here trying to predict it. I'm just going to wait for some conviction. But if we get this lower high below 127.4, I'm shorting the hell out of this intraday stuff, right? Targeting major levels of support, definitely getting into some short opportunities if we see this happen. Okay, because this is going to take a lot. We're going to break through a lot of levels if we get down here. A lot of transitions, a lot of things are going to change in price action here if we see that push. All right, so that's EJ. Let's go over gold. This is going to be the last one for me, and holy shit, this thing looks like it's primed. My God. All right, guys. So real quick, let's just get the trend on DXY, then we'll drop to the 4 hour and take a look at that trade scenario. So overall, gold is a little different here in terms of time frames, because we're bullish on the weekly and monthly, right? Clearly, we're bullish, obviously. All the way since back here, December 2018. But this isn't relevant to us, right? This is, yes, overall bullish. Gold has been appreciating for years, but this isn't relevant, right? Current price action is relevant. So The weekly, monthly is bullish. The daily, however, lies within this bit of structure. So this is all the way back to August 2020 to now. This is the daily time frame right here, which is bearish. Clearly, you can see, guys, lower lows, lower highs, sloping down. Gold has been bearish on the daily for a while since we hit our high at 2070. And again, this was, Corona inspired. And then, the correction has to follow. So that's where we're at now. We're pulling back. We're definitely bearish in the daily. So let's go right to the 4-hour and see if it's going to continue or if, we're seeing more bullishness. Let's just see what's going on the 4-hour. Okay. Major transition. Actually, let's zoom out a little bit. So this is, again, the daily. This is the daily trend here. This whole bit of structure, very bearish, right? We can see even now, very, very bearish. The most significant level that we broke through, these two, is 1875. We transitioned right through that. Huge reversal from 90.30, came down, blew through these levels, consolidated below 1875, gave us that lower high we needed, and then pushed down towards 18 flat, which is the most significant level of support for current price action. Okay, so since then, we've been getting lower highs, right? Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. But now, we're looking to make that next lower low. We just confirmed our lower high here. We pulled back through the MAs. We hit structure, 61.8. There's also confluence in terms of resistance. Boom. This is textbook, guys. I'm loving how this is setting up. Then we got nice reversal. Evening star, bearish variations, MA cross. The confirmations are here, guys. This thing is just absolutely primed. So even if you want to understand where this could potentially go, look left. It did the exact same thing, right? We pulled back right above
I was just gonna
resistance.
say, look at on like
Validated.
the 15th or whatever, how it pushed down, because this is really the 4-hour move now. I mean,
Right.
gonna push down, but yeah, very similar to that, and that's when you want to
Yeah.
get in on these reentries, guys.
Let me go ahead and do the good old bars pattern. Let's bring it out. It's time. Been a minute. Look at that, guys. No coincidence, right? This is exactly what we would say either way, is that from the current area, either enter now or wait for a little bit of a retest if you want to be more conservative. Boom. And then look what happens. Literally lines up with this structure and this structure. And this is, I need to make this more opaque here. This is way too bright. There we go. Yikes. All right, cool. So here we are, right? We just had this push. We're breaking lower, right below 1800. Look for a bit of consolidation if it presents itself. Retest and then enter short. And then we're going to target the negative 27, which is already a target for this bars pattern. Look at that, guys. Absolutely phenomenal. It's not the right tool. There we go. So yeah, we're taking entry potentially right here. Just again, for the sake of analysis, guys, this would be a break right there, right? Just don't get too ahead of yourself. Anybody who's like, oh, that's not even, just it's all for the sake of analysis. All right, so this would be pretty good. This would be a pretty good trade. Honestly, might even be able to get a little higher depending on where we see price action form. Either way, well over 2-to-1. We're targeting down towards 1730. So that's what we're looking at right now on gold. Love to see that kind of movement. Until, in my opinion, I'm not really looking for long opportunities until 1825 is broken, right? I want to see a higher low above that because again, this could consolidate in here for a while and still make a bearish move. Just because it could consolidate and nothing about this says bullishness. Okay, so I really want to wait until I see that higher low above 1825, especially with the way DXY has been moving. But yeah, that's all I've got for you guys. Quick recap: I did DXY, AU, AJ, UJ, EJ, and gold. And now I'll pass it off to Angelo, and he'll cover some more majors for you guys.
Yes, sir.
All right, and again,
right,
these are all in Discord, guys. So if you want to, review these, take a look at them again.
Yes, sir.
All in
Yeah,
Discord.
all the analysis, like Nick said, guys, is in the Discord, chat and the Telegram. This is early in the week. You could come to the analysis that we posted on Sunday, and you can see how everything's playing out. You just click on one of these trading view posts right here, and you can simply just press the play button that's going to come up in 1 second. So you see here we've got our two ideas on the analysis. You can play forward, see how things playing out. My internet just sucks today. Um, and then you can read through what our ideas was. So I'm going to just get right into my analysis, but I did want to announce in the session, just so you guys are aware, we are doing a sale today. It's going to be 40% off the lifetime membership. It's already live right now in the Telegram and on Instagram. So I just wanted to let everyone know in the call that the sale is live for 40% off. It's going to be for 10 spots. I believe there's 6 spots left now. The reason we only do limited spots is because we do one-on-ones. And like, for example, today, I think we have 8 calls for one-on-ones. So, or
Yeah, we're
like
packed today.
like 6 calls, like 5 calls. So yeah, we've got to restrict the spots for people that are joining just because of scheduling and whatnot. But if you guys want to get in, all you got to do is come into the Telegram chat. I posted the link inside of here right now. You just click on this bot. It'll bring you into the Forex League full course membership bot. You could see the overview of the course here. If you're not sure, you could schedule a call with us, or you could simply just press start and then take advantage of the deal. I'm going to get right into my analysis. At 10, I didn't even tell you, Nick, this company, Benzinga, I don't know if you ever heard of them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they like hit me up and they're like, do you want to come on our power hour or something? So I'm
Right.
about to hop on at like 10. So we're going to rip through the analysis really quickly. I'm going to start with DXY. We'll just cover this again really quickly. I'm going to bump up to the daily time frame. So we had marked this head and shoulders pattern here, anticipating that it was going to come back up like it is now, have some sort of retest before falling off again. So I'm going to clear some things up. So as you can see, the dollar is in a pullback. Overall, guys, we still are extremely bearish, with the dollar. We could see a push all the way like this where it comes up to a previous level here. We've got a lot of resistance up at this like 9,600 level. So at this point, we could see the dollar continue to move higher to this level. Real quick, for those that are potentially in UJ, this is just very clearly a bullish trend. This is moving higher now at the moment. On this one, I'm just going to target like this 106,600 level. Pretty much if I were to put on the fib on here, I would just be targeting like this negative 27 up here. So I'm going to just move this down a bit. So if you guys are in UJ right now, I am just going to hold this trade. But let's get into some of the more major pairs here. We had USEF. We were looking at this one going into the week, and we talked about, if you go back to Sunday's session, this thing is overall very bullish. So coming down from the daily time frame, I'm just going to mark this. And I should have even taken this trade because this trade was fucking phenomenal. We had the trend started to change right here. We were in a very clear downtrend, and then we started to break all sorts of structure here, broke this resistance, made this high, pulled back to retest the trend line right there. And then if we come down to the 4-hour time frame, this is where I had my structure, very bullish, had my fibs here. We had this demand zone down here. And then going into the week, we talked about breaking resistance here, finding support at 61.8 at this support level. And then we started getting some rejection of this level, and this thing ultimately shot higher. We talked about we wouldn't short this unless this support level broke, which clearly it didn't. So this thing's playing out really well. There's nothing to do at the moment. And remember our rules, guys, with the fibs. We only move the fib if we break 0%. So this thing broke 0%. And then now we're just going to use our 61.8, use our targets here, because obviously this thing has not found any sort of resistance yet. So if you guys are unsure with how to use fibs, I saw some comments in the chat here. If you guys are unsure on how to use fibs, we have a webinar that we did like last week where we cover market structure using the fibs. you could pretty much learn just from that webinar alone on how to do it like very simply, guys. And then even on Sunday's session, we went over all of this, the market structure and everything like that. So make sure you check out on YouTube those sessions if you guys are struggling with it. But yeah, I mean, as you can see here, this thing's zooming higher. I am going to target this negative 61.8, the negative 27 level, which is already about to, obviously be met right here. So we're just going to keep the fibs like this, just continue to hold higher. There's no trades right now. We won't look for reversal, look to sell at the high um, until we get to a resistance level. Like this would be a resistance level up here. So nothing doing on USEF at the moment. I'm just going to move this thing back to red. Let's take a look now at EU. On the weekly time frame, overall we've been very bearish on EU. So this thing is still very bearish. See how this price action is forming. We had this last week, this doji candle form. So I did expect this thing to push down this week. And then let's just take a look again at structure on the daily time frame. So daily time frame is getting a little crazy over here, but we did form this resistance level. We came up, found resistance, pushed down, and I'm just going to look at the 4 hour to really gauge this and to clean up a little bit. So the 4 hour here is a little messy, but I'm still looking at this as being respected. This resistance level, this 100% level, we did break above it, but then shot right back down into it. So I'm currently in like a short position, like a little idea right here where we shorted at the top right there. And now we're trying to hold this thing and manage it down. If you guys wanted to potentially get in on an entry on this one, what I would do is see how this thing shot back up, retraced. At this point now, you've got to wait for the retracement. So I'm going to just clean some of this up. So if you guys see a retracement into resistance, which would be this level right here, then that would be the next opportunity to start to short this. If you brought on the fibs, you could also see this would be around the 618 level is really where I would target, or even more immediately, this 38.2. So kind of just looking to get into like a swift move. This thing's starting to trend at this point now. So, definitely trying to get in on some sort of shorts, add the positions on this one on EU. So next, let's go look at GU. Let's see what this freaking thing's doing. Going into the week, we had this idea where we were at this confluence area where we had resistance, the trend line. We were expecting a pullback, and then we were going to get in on a long opportunity, but this thing never found resistance. It just continued to go higher. So let's just bump up to the weekly time frame. So the weekly time frame, we're now getting close, and I can't believe how high this thing has actually gone. Like realistically, this thing has gone so many freaking pips higher, 600 pips higher than a couple weeks ago, which is insane. Which is like literally fucking insane. So, yeah, I mean, we're finally getting to this resistance level now, this 142, like 700 level, 800 level. So this is where we're going to start to look for the reversals at, guys. Once we start to really solidify this level, look at the wick, how it's almost hit that level and it's really rejecting it. So there's a lot of sellers sitting at this level. 4 hour time frame had this nice kind of reversal combination here. But remember, just how we teach inside the course, guys, we're always waiting for real levels of support to break. So like if I were to mark out like this entire uptrend on the 30-minute time frame right now, I mean, we could clearly see that this thing has not broken support yet. This is really our most previous support level on this time frame. So we really need to start to see price move below here before we change from bullish, unless we start to get a bunch of consolidation in here at the top, and then we get something like this where then it breaks, and then we would short based on that. So we'll have to wait on this one. I'll move this one up the watch list a little bit for today, and we'll see how that plays out. Next, let's go to UCAD. So let's just start on the weekly time frame. I mean, we've been saying this on every single call. Literally, this thing is bearish. You know, it's if you're not bearish on this, you're really not, don't know what's going on. This thing is very bearish on the weekly. Last week formed a lot of bearish candles, and the next support level is down here, 125, 500. And if we look left, what that is based on, that's based on a monthly level. So I can even hop up to the monthly time frame here, and we could clearly see that we had resistance at that level. And by resistance, I mean we came up, never broke, rejected it, found support here, found support here, found support here, that wick right there. So look at this level, guys, as where we're looking to take shorts into. And then once we hit this level, which we just did, that's when we're going to start to look for reversals right there. So that's when we're going to start to, look for reversal signals and whatnot. So I'm going to just bump down to the 4 hour time frame, guys. Let's, same thing with the fibs. We were talking about earlier in the week, expecting this thing to push lower, which at this point, that move is now completed. So we're going to then redraw everything. So we had our fibs drawn from this high to this low. Remember, once we break zero and start to find support, which we're really finding support right now, that's when I'm going to refib from my previous lower high to this low. So now I've got a whole entire new idea in here. We want to see a pullback to any of these levels. 38.2, this would be a nice area to look for a little pullback to. But we are still, overall, we're still bearish on the 4 hour time frame. Now on the 30-minute, I just want to go over one thing, guys. Look at structure on this time frame. Structure is very bearish. So I'm just gonna do an example for you really quickly here. We're gonna run through, and I like to do this kind of like on every session for you beginners and people that are struggling with understanding how to actually mark down structure. I'm gonna go ahead and just trace all this, and then we're gonna take off all of the moving averages, everything that could potentially be confusing you. And then I'm going to take this off as well, and we're just going to start fresh. So we've got our fibs. Remember, unless we hit 38.2, guys, then we're not going to consider this to be a lower high. So this didn't hit 38.2, so I'm just going to continue to move this down. So we made a new low. Then we came up to 50%, so this is now our lower high. And then we're not going to move this, this entire fib until really this 0% level is broken. So we had this is our lower high, then we came down, we came back up, came damn near close to 38.2 two times. So I'm actually going to utilize this as our most previous lower high right there. And then it breaks 0%. That's what I'm going to refib from this level. See how we came up, hit 38.2. So now I'm going to move this down. And then this is where we're currently at right now. I'm going to take this fib off, bring on the candlesticks and everything again. This is what, in my mind, I'm looking at. We're either going to respect this resistance now, and continue lower into that level again, or this thing's going to do a nice break and retest, break, retest, and then we'll start to long. And remember, the overall trend is bearish. So this was our overall fib here. So if that breaks on the 30-minute, then I'm just going to start to long first into this level, and then next really into this level up here, because this is like the next resistance all in here. So that's my immediate trade idea on UCAD. Let me just clean this up a little bit. So we're looking for that break, guys. I'm going to take this off. We're looking for this break, little retest, and then entry. If this thing does respect this level as it is right now, if we get a bearish engulfing very similar to this off of the level, or look at this previous area, this thing rejected this level, not a lot of conviction, and then it just shot up, which we could have got caught here in a stop loss situation, shot up, could have got stopped, bearish engulfing here, and then we had this bearish variation here, which we could have shorted at, and then this thing ended up carrying about 2 to 1. So we're looking at something similar here on UCAT. I'm going to move this up the watch list, as this is definitely one that I'm going to be monitoring for today. And then we've got what, USEF we haven't looked at yet. So I'm just going to look at USEF real quick. Or no, we did actually look at USEF. So yeah, there's nothing doing on USEF at the moment. Last, I'm going to take a look at NU. So NU is another interesting spot right now. So on this weekly time frame, and I'm actually going to start clear my charts today and redraw some of this. But this is overall very bullish. You know, been shooting higher and higher. We're coming into now a resistance level. This is a supply zone. If we look left, so what I'll do today is I'll break down this entire little cluster right here, see how price moved there. We're certainly still pretty bullish. On Sunday, we went over waiting for a pullback before entering and getting long on this, but there was no pullback. So this thing just continued higher. So there really was no opportunity to enter on this one early in the week unless you were really aggressive. So at this point now, really what I'm going to be looking for is I'm going to be looking for potential reversals out of this level. This would line up, we looked at UCAD right now. We're looking for it to push higher. That would mean the dollar would be getting stronger. With NU, this would push lower. We went over EU, potentially pushing even lower. So these three would line up really well. Those are my three favorite kind of trade ideas right now. GU is not anywhere really near entry, so I'm going to take that as red. So NU, what would we have to see? I would be fairly aggressive with this one considering how high we are right now. We just had this double top right here. So even if we came down to like a lower time frame, there's nothing significant breaking yet. So I'm going to be a little bit more patient on NU unless I start to just really short really early. But there's a lot of room for this thing to push up. Like this thing could push up really another 100 pips or so, or like 90 pips to the upside. So we're gonna wait on NU, but this definitely is in a key zone, guys. As soon as it gets into a level like this where price previously reversed, really hard, like even look at this level. We were trying to take shorts down here. We had this bearish engulfing, and then ultimately it just headed higher. But I'm looking for the same thing here. So I'm looking for potential reversals, but we gotta be patient because right now, certainly just still extremely bullish. I'm gonna bring on this little trend line here. So really there's a lot that needs to happen before entering on new. So I'm gonna move this one back to red. So the main two that I'm looking at are gonna be EU and then UCAD. So these are the main two. Again, guys, that's all that I'm gonna go over for today. So again, the lifetime membership, it's on sale today only. Well, it's on sale, like it'll probably sell out today. It's only for 10 spots. There's already 4 spots taken, so there's going to be 6 spots left for the lifetime membership, and it includes everything pictured here: the one-on-ones, the signals, the full course. Obviously, if you guys want more information on that, just go into the Telegram bot, and then you guys can see the full course overview. There's a video in there that goes over everything, and if you need to schedule a call, you guys could always schedule a call with us, and we'll go over everything. And included is also the trade copier, which is the account management service, and then the signals, so you guys will never have to pay again. So yeah, if you're interested in joining, now is the time.
Absolutely. So asking for the link for the Benzinga thing. It's on YouTube, right?
Post the links to your interview so we can listen. Yeah, I honestly don't even know where it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be on YouTube. I think we're gonna start doing these sessions frequently, so I'll get more information today. I believe it's gonna be like a 15-minute kind of Q&A type thing. So So yeah, I'll get more information on that. I'll share the link in the Telegram and the Discord when I get it, when I'm like in the session. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So if you have any questions, hit us up in the Telegram and the Discord chat, and hope you guys enjoyed the live session.
Hell yeah, guys. Another one in the books. So enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, rest of this week, and we'll see you guys in Discord. All right. That's
Yes, sir. Yeah, we'll be back Sunday for the Sunday Market Blitz, guys. That'll be the next free session for you freebies, and yeah, just stay active in the Telegram and the Discord. And there's some trades getting out there, guys. I think people are starting to realize a little bit more that not every trade is gonna win. You know what I'm saying? But just stay patient. Stay ready, guys, and we'll continue to get you guys all that good information out there. There's a lot.
yeah. All right, guys. We'll talk to you guys soon. Take care, dudes.
You guys are, yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, and this will be on YouTube in a little bit. So peace out, everybody.